I'm feeling really exhausted.
I am tense and tired, so let's do this shit.
All right. This is going to be great. This is going to be great.
Gonna be one of the good ones. Welcome to Direct to Video. VHS? DVD extras.
DVD extras.
The podcast between podcasts, we talk about whatever we want. And I want to talk about how tired I am, but that's probably like bad radio.
Same though, right? Like, I'm just, my body's just not having it right now.
Yeah, word.
It's. Have you? I want to talk about something crazy because I feel like nobody's talking about this, and I feel like it's affecting my soul personally, and it's that we fucking found Amelia Earhart.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about this.
There's not much to talk about. It's like one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history, and we just solved it.
I might have something to add to this. So, a few years ago, I read this article that said that they found this island where they found a bottle of the type of cream she used to hide her freckles because she didn't like her freckles.
Yeah.
And if you look back at the logs from this time, there are a bunch of SOSs coming out, and everybody was like, psh, kids fucking around.
Oh my god.
So, it's just, that fucking sucks.
Especially the
article.
idea
that she crashed and died would have been better than the idea that she landed and just stayed on an island until she died.
Yeah,
couldn't get any help or anything.
The remains that they found indicated that she had suffered some sort of severe injury, but they don't have they don't have access to the full remains anymore because some fucker lost it.
Oh my god. Secondly,
do you know? I read the article. Do you know why they didn't think it was her?
At first, she's got manly bones, right?
Yeah, the guy was like, "Oh, these bones are too manly to be Amelia."
Got dude bones.
When by all accounts, Amelia Earhart was fucking ripped.
Okay, here's the thing about the manly bones thing. There is an actual difference between male and female skeletons that you can just look at. It's the hips, women have a cervix.
I don't want to say that this guy, maybe they didn't have access to the hips. The bone, it wasn't a complete skeleton. I should say, it wasn't. Okay. They didn't find a complete skeleton.
They found some shoulders. And they're these are some dude shoulders.
These are some broad. This is some real hunky legs.
This is
can't belong to a woman.
Can carry you.
Can't belong to a woman. But Amelia Earhart was super buff, though. No. It's a woman cannot be this manly. Fuck you. This is what I'm gonna. That's what I say. And we're just gonna create one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history because I'm a sexist asshole. I don't want to say the guy was bad at his job. I'm just saying that
that he was bad at his job.
He was kind of bad at his job.
What a dip!
What? I feel like this is to me. This is my alien alloys, right? This is. And you remember, at the end of last year when they published the oh yeah, the government totally has alien alloy stuff and nobody gave a shit.
I sort of assumed the government had alien. Look, NASA can just get stuff from other places. It's not even that hard. I don't even think the alien alloys are better than our alloys.
Regardless, right? Nobody cared, and I feel like this Amelia Earhart story is my alien alloys because I haven't been able to stop thinking about it, but also nobody's talking about it. This should be in any other better parallel universe, this would be the talk of the month.
Maybe if we had a news cycle that wasn't on fire.
Yeah, or just a year, or a month, a life,
a fucking day,
a timeline. Just a day. That it was, and also it was like on Women's History Day or something like that. Like that day, they released the news, which I thought was pretty cool and great. I don't know. I feel like this should be big news. Like Amelia Earhart. And nobody cares. Like I don't. Maybe I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Plenty of new stuff is happening that's very important and like totally deserves our support and our praise.
Yeah.
But also Amelia Earhart.
Come on.
We found her bones. Like fucking. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be like talking to somebody and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, it's crazy that they still haven't found Amelia Earhart's bones." And I'll be like, "No, we found her bones, man."
And you gotta smack him in the face. No,
you could have known this.
You're wrong.
Somebody's wrong on the internet. Oh man, so I just needed to get that out of my system.
No, go for it. Send it out to literally tens of people.
This is better, right? But that's tens of people who now are going to be talking about like, oh shit, they found Amelia Earhart's bones. Like this, it's a good dinner table conversation. I think maybe it's because I don't have a dinner table to converse around anymore because I live the college life.
Sure.
So
hashtag college life.
Hashtag college life.
I didn't mean to bring you down.
No, it's cool. Like the college life isn't what's bringing me down. It's
Amelia Earhart's bones.
It's Amelia Earhart's bones. They're just so heavy and manly.
She's got them dude bones.
She's got them dude bones. I honestly, like, other than like, yeah, like there's some like difference in morphology. Like if you showed me like a dude femur and a lady femur, I'd probably be like, I don't fucking know, man.
They're the same. They're exactly there's like two differences between male and female skeletons, and you have to get like somebody who actually knows what they're talking about to look at them.
Yeah, and maybe it's because the skeleton was incomplete, but still to just dismiss an entire line of investigation, like fuck you. I'm so tired. I'm like slurring my words.
So let me segue into something.
Fuck yeah, man. Segue that shit.
Let me segue. And this segue is gonna get into kind of a fucking drift to get here, so let's hang on.
All right. I'm hanging on, holding on tight.
Speaking of weirdly mishandling women, did it swish? When's the last time you watched? Have you seen word name face word face name?
You had it. You're right there. Perfect swing. And completely missed the ball.
Groundhog Day. Have you seen Groundhog Day?
I have not seen Groundhog Day, I think, since I was like a teenager.
Okay.
And when like 14 maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Let me talk a little bit about Groundhog Day, the musical.
Oh,
you know about Groundhog Day the musical?
You have.
I think I have talked to you about it. I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast.
No. You brought it up. I think on Discord a while back, and I was like, "What?" All right,
great. But one thing I really like about it, there's this character in Groundhog Day. Her name is Nancy. She is the first woman that Bill Murray sort of tricks into sleeping with him. He pretends that they like went to school together by using his knowledge of her from the day before to be like, oh yeah, we had this class together. And then he like tells her he loves her, and like it's fine because it's fine for him because that next day's never gonna happen. And he asks her to marry him and all this stuff. And so she's kind of this throwaway character, except this weird thing happens where she keeps coming back. So she's in this first scene where he sleeps with her. She's in this other scene at the diner, and she's in the final scene. It's like her and his fucking she's getting like constantly hit on by his cameraman, who does not like have a better life at the end of this movie, unlike everyone else. Which is the weirdest thing about the movie, that the cameraman just gets absolutely shafted. But she's like getting hit on nonstop, and it's, you know, it's done for comedy, and it is kind of funny, but it's also like a little bit weird. Like, why did they make this character just to like have dudes like just be all over her the whole time? And so there's this song in the Broadway version, and it's the first song in the second act, so it's the song that we open on, and it's called Playing Nancy. And Nancy comes on and sings a song about how all she is hot, and she sings a song about how she, like, you know, she wishes she could be something more than just the person she is, which is just somebody who seems to be important for a second and then not anymore, and she seems to be like a bit character in the stories of like men, and how this sucks for her. So it's a really interesting addition to her character, but I think even better, it's like a meta song about like having like really poorly done female characters in your movies that I actually really enjoy. And it's more heartfelt than you might expect from almost anything from Groundhog Day, which is itself a much more heartfelt musical than you feel like it should be. And I just want to say how much I enjoyed that. I mean, do you know who Tim Minchin is?
Yes.
Yeah, he did the music for this.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I don't have much to say. Like, Groundhog Day is not a movie I enjoyed.
The reason I went to watch it again, and the reason is because I listened to this podcast with Griffin McElroy on it, where he claimed it was, quote, the greatest movie.
I remember this.
Did you listen to this one too?
He's absolutely wrong. It is to say it's the greatest movie. No. I can't support this.
I'll say a lot of things about it, though. It's more artsy than a popular movie, especially a popular movie by name of director. By name of director. What the hell is his name? You know, the guy. I don't.
I don't like this movie.
Yeah, but it's not like this is okay. Groundhog
Steven Spielberg. Like, I don't fucking know.
No. It's fucking. God damn it! It's the guy who did all his movies with Bill Murray. It's Harold Ramis. It's like it's like way more artsy than you would expect from Harold Ramis, considering he did, like, you know, Ghostbusters and Stripes.
Yeah. What the fuck is Stripes?
You haven't seen Stripes either?
I've never heard of this movie.
It's another Bill Murray movie. He joins the army, and it's like a goofy army movie.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. And Caddyshack, like this guy did Caddyshack, you know,
I feel like you keep bringing up movies that I hate.
That's what I'm saying. That Groundhog Day is more artsy than what you might expect from this, and I like that they never define what the hell is wrong with Bill Murray. I mean, we know what's wrong with Bill Murray, but we don't know why he's like weirdly trapped in this one day.
I don't think it really would matter, though, right? Like,
I think it would be a worse movie if they said a witch did it,
or you know,
or something.
Yeah, it's one of. Do you remember the movie Bruce Almighty?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry that I had to remind you of its existence.
Here's the thing. I don't particularly like Bruce Almighty, but it is the reason why I always know how to spell beautiful off the top of my head. Because that's one where Jim Carrey is always like, B-E-A beautiful. I was like, all right, B-E-A beautiful. Got it.
Fucking nailed it. Thanks, Jim Carrey. But the like half of Bruce Almighty is them explaining the rules of the situation. They really don't have to, though. Like, this could have just been a movie where Jim Carrey was like, my life would be so much better if I could be God for a day, and then he just was
God. Yeah.
And all the bullshit that would entail.
But then what would Morgan Freeman do? Nothing? I don't know.
He would like smile slyly at the camera, maybe do a narrator bit.
Or he could be like in like a coffee shop or something. Like at another end of the road. Like God is watching him but doesn't interact. That might be fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. And then like at the end of the movie, he would just kind of like clap his shoulder on Jim Carrey and be like, well, I hope you learned your lesson. And then he just walks away and Jim Carrey's like, I did, I learned it. Doing the Jim Carrey yell. Jim Carrey's a good yeller. There's some actors that are really good at yelling.
Okay.
Like, this is a crazy tangent, but like,
yeah, let's do it though.
No, but I feel like most of them are comedic actors. Like Jim Carrey has a great yell. Robin Williams had a great yell. Those are the two that like stick in my mind. Mm-hmm. It's a skill, I think, to have a yell that's loud but doesn't irritate an audience. Mm-hmm. Nolan North, he's a voice actor. Fantastic yell. He's Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series.
There's a series I never got into. I could not get over how fucking stupid Drake is.
Hey, listen, I understand. Fucking solid yell though. Like,
what a dumb piece of shit.
Hey, listen, all right. Brendan Fraser, great yell.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser has a fucking phenomenal yell. Chris Hemsworth, fantastic yell.
Chris Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth is like a surprisingly funny guy.
Okay.
It baffles me. But yeah, good yell. He was in the new Ghostbusters, fantastic in that.
I still have not seen it. I feel like we should watch it for this show at some point.
That would mean I would have to watch the old Ghostbusters and fuck you.
Well, we should probably do that too. I mean, I could make you do it.
You could, and I would do it, and I would be
okay, here's the thing about the old Ghostbusters. It's not a bad movie, and there's more to it than the blowjob scene.
But the thing is it's not just like it's just Bill Murray's weird ass relationship with Sigourney Weaver that's super not okay in a lot of places. It's just a lot of that movie just really fucking irks me. Like,
yep.
The blowjob scene is just kind of like the perfect metaphor for why I dislike that movie.
I mean, it's not even a scene. It's just, you know what? Let's just like not talk about it.
Well, yeah, if you decide to just really fucking like hand me a shit hot dog and make me watch that movie, we can talk about it then.
A shit hot dog? Is that a thing?
What? No,
Have you seen Over the Garden Wall?
I saw one episode.
Okay.
Literally, I saw the first episode and I was like, damn, this is awesome. I should finish this. And like many things in my life, I didn't.
That is a crying shame. It's very good. And it's only like 110 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's a mini series, which is, I want to talk about this for a second, insane. Because you don't make a cartoon miniseries of anything. Because that's not how you make money on cartoons.
I feel like Cartoon Network has become like a real artsy place.
Have you ever seen any of The Amazing World of Gumball?
Yes, it's like one of the most underrated children's shows on television right now.
One, it's like The Simpsons but aimed at kids, and I kind of love that.
It's so good.
But two, they combine so many, they do so much stuff with animation, and they have like multiple characters that are not animated, multiple characters that are like 3D animated or that are puppets or stuff like that. That is so interesting to me. The
combination of art styles is one of the reasons I got into the show, and I like the writing and the humor and just the level of joke telling that they have is fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It's so underrated. Did you ever watch Chowder?
I never watched Chowder, but I have seen it compared to Chowder in that it's like pushing boundaries of 2D animation.
Yeah, Chowder has an amazing episode where they run out of money.
Oh, okay. There's a Gumball episode like that. They do something similar.
And in the episode of Chowder, it just when they finally run out of money, it just cuts to the voice actors in a voice acting booth, like freaking out about it, and then they go do a car wash, and then they come back and they finish the episode.
Oh, that's great!
It's so good, and yeah, I think Gumball has a similar thing where
their animation gets like worse and worse as the episode goes on until they're like Post-it notes is what they do.
That like it's like taking that initial kind of what was just a bit in Chowder and turning it into like a full-fledged like experience. There's so many good cartoons out right now. Like I always hear this from shitty people where it's like kids these days don't understand how great cartoons back in the day were. It's like, fuck you, cartoons back in the day sucked.
Cartoons back in the day did suck. I grew up watching Jackie Chan Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you watch it now, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just not good.
Fucking not even voiced by Jackie Chan.
Nope.
Fucking.
They did at the end of each episode have like a little mini interview with him.
Which I think were my favorite parts of each episode.
Where he talked about bullshit for a while, like he shot the shit for no reason.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. But like, and the TV shows that I see a lot of people talking about are like Rugrats, which I never really liked.
I was never no.
Or like He-Man, which was like terrible.
No, He-Man was the worst. Oh Jesus!
Like maybe there's a grain of good TV show in He-Man, but it's a grain.
It's right. You got to sift through a lot of bullshit to get. I think maybe that's the thing is like we remember the best parts of those shows.
Sure.
But if you go back and fucking watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that show A is boring, B sucks. Like everybody who tells me that the new Power Rangers aren't as good as the old Power Rangers are fucking liars, because new Power Rangers is awesome. They have a production budget. They have special effects that aren't just firecrackers. Like
now. What I remember from the old Power Rangers, and tell me if this is true. Tell me if this is true with the new one. Is it the Power Rangers was done in Japan, and then they added a bunch of American actors?
Yeah,
in the English version.
All of the fight scenes
were filmed in Japan,
or were filmed in Japan, and then they like intercut.
Yes,
instead of the Japanese scenes with Japanese actors, they intercut the American humans. That sentence implies that Japanese actors aren't human. That's not what I meant to do. But yeah, they intercut the scenes with the American actors instead, and it's not great. It's not a good look, honestly.
Now, are they still doing that with the new one?
Yeah, as from what I can tell, yes.
Fascinating. All right.
Power Rangers is one of the craziest things, right? Because this guy, I forget his name, Saban, like bought the rights to all of these Japanese, I forget what they call them over there, like action shows for kids. But then
I know what you're talking about. I don't.
Sentai shows. Nick, okay. Got it. Sentai shows. These Super Sentai shows, and instead of just dubbing over the Japanese voices like most people were doing, he like hired a bunch of these like small time actors and then intercut the scenes and made a completely different story. Like, it's crazy to like if you go and find the episodes that he took the footage from. Right? It is, but it's also kind of fucked up because like if you because he acts like Power Rangers is his. Like, no, this is my thing. Power Rangers is a thing that I just like. It's fuck you. Like it's like a Let's Player saying that the video game that they Let's Played belongs to them. Like, no, you took this existing thing and like transformed it into something else, which is impressive, but it's more along the lines of like Mystery Science Theater 3000 impressive and not actually creatively impressive. There is an amount of
of creativity inherent to
yes.
that. And we shouldn't really downplay that, because a lot of Mystery Science Theater, like, there are movies I've seen from Mystery Science Theater that I definitely wouldn't watch, and that that are just fucking hilarious when they talk
so
over
good.
them.
Yeah.
But they didn't make those movies, you know?
Yeah,
They didn't make Santa Conquers the Martians. They didn't make Manos Hands of Fate.
Oh man, Manos Hands of Fate is, I think, the one I think that everybody recommends whenever somebody's like, what should I watch if I'm watching MST3K?
I read a little mini interview with, like, the girl who was, like, the daughter in Manos Hands of Fate, and she said, you know, it was basically her dad kind of, like, wanted to prove he could make a movie, and they made this shitty movie, but they made a fucking movie.
I feel like so many bad movies are somebody going, fuck, I could make a fucking movie, and then they do.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe it went down in history as one of the best bad movies ever, but, like, he made a fucking movie. Step off.
Right? No, I don't think anybody who watches Manos Hands of Fate hates the people who made it. I think it's more of just kind of a bafflement. There's a certain amount of dedication that a person has to have to completely fail at something and then just put it out into the world anyway. You know?
I just had a... Do you know what popped into my head while you were talking about that? You ever seen Netflix's example of a show?
What?
Oh my god. So on Netflix, it must still be on there. It was on there 5 years ago. It must still be on there. There's a show called Example of a Show.
Oh my god.
And there would be establishing shots. They don't establish anything because it's not a real show. At one point, a guy comes out and starts throwing a ball into the air and then catching it.
Oh, I do remember this. This.
I'm sorry. I just had a flashback to watching that, and it's so surreal.
My friend sent me these images of a funeral home advertisement. Mm-hmm. And one of the advertisements, it was like the funeral home at the bottom, and then it had an image, right? You know, like advertisements do. But the image was like a girl, like a little girl with a flower on her head, and it had like meme text over it that said, "Don't be fooled, she'll be a teenager soon." And I didn't. Yeah, and there, like, let me look at the other one. Like the other ones are also like just equally like one of them is like a photo of a kid with like a person in the background who's super like blurred out and kind of not visible, and it just says like something like you think you have it bad, go ask grandma, and then like at the bottom like the information for this funeral home, and it was one of those things where I was like my friend was sending me these, and I was getting increasingly more and more distressed because I couldn't put together why this person was advertising in this way. Like there was no message. There was nothing tangible for me to latch onto. Like the artifice of structure was there, but it didn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that this guy just thought that the way you made an advertisement, this guy who ran this funeral home thought the way you made an advertisement was you just grabbed an image, put some words over it, and then put your information at the bottom. So he was always confused when people called his business and asked him what the images had to do with his business, because he was like, that nothing. Why would they have to do anything with... I'm just trying to get people's attention. Whoa. Use my funeral home. And it's crazy because it works. Like, you see that advertisement and it sticks with you in a very haunting way. Like, this guy managed to, in a vacuum, create the perfect advertisement, and B, the perfect meme.
I just... Look, if a guy can't make an advertisement, I'm not sure I'd trust him with my loved ones.
I feel like the skill set that's required to run a funeral home does not overlap with what it takes to be a good advertiser. Uh-huh. But I do think he should not hire somebody. I think he should just keep doing what he's doing. I think he stumbled onto something.
That is uniquely terrible.
But like that's the kind of like uniquely terrible that you look for in a bad movie. You want the structure of a film there, but everything within that just doesn't click. It's like when a person. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell you a secret, Andy?
Yeah.
We've been doing this podcast for
like a year and a couple months.
18 months, maybe.
Oh shit.
And deep down in my heart, I just want to watch a good movie. I don't look for anything in a bad movie. I just want to watch a good movie.
Why would you start a bad movie podcast? We watched some good ones. We watched
well, frankly, Andy, we started a bad movie podcast that made us also usually watch a good movie. So
that's a good point. But I do
take the with the bad, you know.
Yeah, it's almost like training an AI to do something, you know.
Okay, yeah, I see where this is going. You immediately said that, and I was like, yes, exactly like that.
Yeah, and like there's something beautiful in the fact that it's a person that did it instead of an AI. Because when an AI does something random, it's just like, oh, there's shit going on in the black box that just made weird shit happen.
Yeah, the number generator's off.
Yeah, but when a human takes what they have learned and what they have experienced and packages it into something that's fungibly a movie, but doesn't quite do what a movie should do, I find that endlessly fascinating, because you can go to that person and like grab them by the shoulders and ask them why would you do this to us? What was going through you? What were you channeling?
Why was he playing an imaginary guitar?
Exactly. Like what? And you can and as long as that person isn't like dead, you can get answers. And maybe they're always interesting. Like the things like I said, it takes a special kind of person to dedicate themselves so much to failing at something and then just putting it out into the world anyway. Like I'm endlessly fascinated.
Like how Tommy Wiseau is like a celebrity now.
Yeah, definitely. Like that. Like there's, it takes a really special, like a crazy that, I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of a non-movie example of this. Like I guess it's really hard to put out a book that does that, because
I mean, the best book I can think of that does something like that. Here's the thing: if you have a book that do that, if you got a book that do that, a writer, English major. if you have a book that does that, people just won't read it.
Read it.
The best example I can think of is something like Atlas Shrugged, where it just like says something so fucking crazy that most people read it are like, that's fucking crazy. But then, since that's not true for everybody who reads it, I'm not sure that's even a fair example.
No, because like Atlas, like right, like even like Ulysses, which is like this like exploration in depth, nonsensical, spur of the moment writing, has a point. And is structured, and like you can't. I think like maybe there are some video games that I've played that do this, but even then, a movie, I think is in that perfect sweet spot of being easy enough to make.
It's also about how easily you consume it too, right?
Yeah.
Because if a video game does this, again, you're gonna quit playing the fucking video
game. Yeah, because it doesn't make fucking sense. And like. There was like that study that one Russian filmmaker did, like for like a class, where he just like interstitially cut still images with various timings together and was able to like create different mood. Like it was like the same 5 images, he just cut them differently and for different times, and he was able to create like different moods in the viewer from that. Like like our brains want to find symbolism in film, like something about how they're wired makes that a goal. And so when we watch these fuck bonkers movies, we desperately search for meaning, even though there really isn't any.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not even sure how we got on this subject. Okay. I was just gonna say though, like, Over the Garden Wall, to go back to like 20 minutes ago, it's so weird. It came about. It's one of the guys who worked on Adventure Time pitched it, right? And this was right after Adventure Time. This was when Adventure Time like got a bunch of people watching Adventure Time, and those guys could basically do whatever the fuck they wanted. So we got this thing made that you can't, like, there's no, like, merch for, which I feel like is the number one reason to make a cartoon, so you can eventually sell merch. And it's very short, and every episode it was so surreal watching it and thinking about it like this. Every episode has like musical numbers in it, but so often the musical numbers are behind other stuff, so you never hear the whole song during the episode.
Huh.
So there's a song, this fucking amazing song that I love called Ms. Langtry's Lament. It is a song that a school teacher sings about how she is, about how her man left her. But but to sing it, she goes through all the letters of the alphabet, and then starts going through numbers before she eventually gives up, talking about how sad she is. But there's only two. They made the whole song. There's only 2 lines of it in the episode because other stuff has to happen. They only have 10 minutes.
I think it's super cool, though, that this is a cartoon that exists solely for the sake of existing and not to sell merchandise or anything, right? Like,
oh, it's absolutely wonderful. And well, but the other thing is the story it tells. Like I said, it's 110 minutes, but the way it's cut, it couldn't be a movie. It has to be a miniseries.
Yeah.
So it's just this weird outlier thing that doesn't make any sense as to why it exists, but it's just perfect and wonderful and like creepy and dark.
I definitely want more shows that exist solely for the sake of existing, of being this thing that they are, and then just ending and it's done. That like they're not. It's not there. It doesn't exist solely for the sake of being a machine. Like, I don't know. There's so few examples of because I feel like very few pieces of media have good endings, especially like when it comes to like television shows and stuff like that, right?
There are. Okay, I have one. I think Gravity Falls has a good ending. I think it's a TV show made to last like 2 seasons, which isn't long. Although that was long enough for a bunch of people to get into Gravity Falls.
Yeah. But like, oh yeah, go on.
But I was just gonna say it's not like Over the Garden Wall, which was like literally on TV for a week.
Yeah. But and that's the thing, right? Like it's still an anomaly that like Gravity Falls is a thing that existed, it happened, and it ended in a way that was very satisfying and complete, and that's it. It's over.
A much more common thing is your like Adventure Time, which is it's not like 10 seasons now. It's gonna end soon, but it's been on for a long time. Or like SpongeBob, which has been on for most of my life.
Yeah.
It got canceled like 3 times. It came back. There's a fucking Broadway show that Jonathan Colton wrote. 2 movies? Like, it's fucking weird.
I think it's 3 movies now.
Alright, 3 movies and a musical.
Like so many this idea, and I feel, and this is, and like it's happening to movies now too in a way that I kind of don't like this idea that everything has to last forever. but I like a good ending. When something ends really well, it leaves you with this feeling of melancholia, like this thing that I like is over and that's it. But it also leaves you with this kind of this very sudden satisfaction.
Yeah, the feeling that something is concluded is a nice feeling. I personally, I keep picking up at old story wounds. Like there's a bunch of stuff that I can't let lie, but like, okay, so I'm gonna bring this to something that only I care about and nobody else does.
Okay.
I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! It had 5 seasons and it ended, right? Okay. 5 seasons is a long time, particularly for an anime. 5 seasons is pretty long.
Yeah.
But they're still making Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's like the 6th series now, and it's like, I would have been cool if it had just been the first one, and we just like had this thing with this fun game that was connected to it. But it's so much like bigger and broader, and I have a hard time saying, oh, this is worse, because I'm not sure that's true, as much as it is like just the same thing, which kind of feels worse than worse, because the same thing for 20 years is the same thing for 20 years.
I do think it is different, though, in that case, right? Because, like take something like Gundam, which I've been getting really into recently.
Okay.
Gundam is a show that's been going on for longer than both of us have been alive.
Right. That's absurd, but okay.
But I know. But every...
I'm sorry, that's just...
Right? It's crazy to think about.
So dumb. Okay, go on.
Right? It's insane. But here's the thing is like, this is a show that has like fucking 4 concurrent, like 4 different timelines and like endless characters, and like 8 of the shows take place in like one timeline, and the other 3 timelines are kind of like spread evenly. I think there's like 16 total series.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, like, I'm getting really into Gundam. But despite that, the original run of the show has an ending, and it's so satisfying and beautiful and awesome.
That's a good point. If it has an ending, even if it can branch off from that
and continue,
and you like have something with an ending. It's like when I just heard somebody talk about A New Hope, and they're like, I just recently watched A New Hope without thinking about Star Wars. Mm. And like I like Star Wars, but it got exhausting to keep consuming all the Star Wars. So I just watched this one Star Wars movie, and I really, really like it. Mm-hmm. That it's like this good movie that does have an ending. And
yeah,
I think that's
it. Just, I like it when something ends. You need it's like going to sleep at night, right? Like you need that experience of conclusivity for your brain to kind of organize and disseminate, filter, and then kind of put out what it is that you took from this thing. Mm-hmm. So when something kind of goes on forever and then kind of peters out and that's it, it's like you're just kind of left with this feeling of it's like when you're walking down the stairs and you think there's a step and you miss that step. That feeling of like your gut falling, but you feel that every time you think about that show, because it didn't end; it just kind of stopped.
You want your art to live fast and die hard.
It's not necessarily like a show can go on for fucking like forever, as long as it ends. Like it, there needs to be a point, right, where like the curtains fall and like the actors come out on stage and bow. Like there needs to be a moment of I need to be able to separate myself from it. And not think about it, or when I do think about it, not have to also think about the fact that the story didn't go anywhere; it just stopped. It's like my biggest it's like my biggest ongoing problem with the MCU is they keep leading into these bigger and bigger stories, and it's like just give me an ending. I want Infinity War to be an ending. I don't care if they keep making more movies after that, but I want Infinity War to have enough of a conclusion that if I decided to, I could not watch a Marvel movie for the rest of my life and still be satisfied.
Hey, Andy, I absolutely knew one of us would mention Marvel movies when we talk about stuff that doesn't end. Like, god damn it.
Right? But it's...
Yeah, but we, just did Black Panther, though.
Yeah, and we also, I think we hit the trifecta. Yu-Gi-Oh!, Star Wars, Marvel... Is there anything we haven't talked about that
I haven't mentioned Sailor Moon, but I haven't gotten back on it in a little while now.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Fuck.
So yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm calling it. We have 10 more minutes.
Are we good?
I think that's about it.
I feel like I went on a deep soul journey.
I think you did very well there. I think we may have touched on that before, the idea of a long overarching story that we don't know the end of versus a shorter story that has a definitive ending.
Yeah.
For instance, I really like Adventure Time. It's
yeah.
But it's been going on it's been going on for a long time, and they keep on making new stuff with it. And it's gonna bum me out when it stops, but a solid "this is it" ending would be just fascinating.
Right? It would be, and maybe not everything that exists needs an ending, you know? Scooby-Doo doesn't need an ending. Scooby-Doo is...
Yeah, Scooby-Doo is kind of made to be rebooted into eternity.
Yeah, and that's cool. The Monster a Week formula means that as long as you kind of stick to it, it doesn't really matter what you do with it, because it can go on forever, and every episode kind of is its own little story.
Mm-hmm. I get back onto Scooby-Doo too.
I
was liking Be Cool Scooby-Doo.
That first episode that had such a fan-fucking-tastic gimmick with Daphne, and yes. I also need to finish it. I need to know if that's a thing that continues.
Every episode gets a new gimmick, and it's a lot of fun to have fun with Daphne, because I don't think of her as very much of a character. I think there are people who disagree with me on that, but it's Daphne's the girl, is what it is, because Velma's the smart one, and Fred's a leader, and Shaggy and Scooby are scared of everything, and Daphne's kind of the girl. I know she's also rich, but that's not a character trait either.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice for her to. I find everybody on that show entertaining. It's lovely.
It's the perfect archetypal crime-solving crew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I love archetypal stuff. That's something we actually didn't talk about, different characters falling into different slots, and then that making a good story. That
I definitely. There's a lot I can say about that, especially I've been looking into story structure and the hero with 1,000 faces kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we could definitely talk about that next time.
I was gonna say, but we're not going to right now. Thank you for listening to Direct to Video, VHS, DVD extras. I have been your host, Tony Robusto,
and I have been your host, Andres Amelia Earhart's Bones Reyes.
I almost forgot that that's where we fucking started.
Bringing it back. Perfect circle. That's an ending.
Yeah. Oh. I like that, and then I got sad. You can find me on Twitter at TheaterBats.
You can find me on Twitter at royalty_Valens.
I also have a webcomic. You can find that at inspiredbytrueevents.org. And you can find my Pokemon fanfiction that I did for 2 Pokemon games that I was playing and decided, hey, I shouldn't just play stuff. I'm obsessive and should write, too. So, those are in the description.
Oh, man. And you can check out our stuff at direct2.video. I think we have a new teaser up. It's super great.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
No, yeah, it was it really just felt like a conversation between two madmen, but which I guess maybe that should be your.
I made a decision to cut it all together instead of like interrupting it with music.
Yeah,
and I was like, yes, this was the right move. It sounds insane. I love it.
We sound like crazy people, but yeah, you can find us at DirectTo.video,
really,
or wherever you get your local podcasts. Remember to go to iTunes. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Jesus. I think
you okay back there?
I think God is killing me for that joke.
Hey, it'd be about fucking time. I've been praying this whole goddamn time. Nothing's happened.
Google Play, iTunes, give us those 5-star reviews. They really help us out. We really appreciate them. And Penguins on Parade is our theme song. You can find that by Lee Rosevere, music for Podcast 3.
Yep. And that is in the description as well. If you are too lazy to use Google. Yeah, that's fine. I don't judge you for this.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes Google is hard.
You know what? You're right. Sometimes Google is hard. And you don't know if it's stealing your information. After Facebook, who fucking knows?
Jesus fucking I really hope we could go an entire fucking episode.
The ghost of John Smith.
Fucking internet
okay,
dead.
Bye.
I have no class. I have one class on Monday.
Bam! Fucking dumb.